And we're back. This is the last week of April. Today is the last day of the month.
Unless you put it up tonight.
Unless I put it up tonight.
Just don't do dates. It doesn't matter.
I'm doing it. It's too late. We're beginning.
No.
So, to get us started, we're going to get started with some independent... Come on. We're going to get started with some independent books. Mara, what do you have coming out from Image, Dark Horse, and IDW? And Abstract?
From Image, we have Black Science number 6. This is the final issue in this arc. They're taking a break, and they'll be back in July. And big stuff happens in this weird parallel alien world, and it's pretty crazy. It's one of those I'm going to have to go back and reread as the entire arc now that it's completed.
When the trade comes out.
Trade should come out. I would figure it would come out in July, right before the 7th issue comes out.
They've been doing it differently though. Like all
Really?
like Sex Criminals and Pretty Deadly, they came out right as soon as they were done.
Okay.
So I don't know. So it might come out in like next week. Who knows?
Yeah.
I can't remember if we've ordered it or not.
Yeah. But with Image trades, the first one is usually about $10. So
sure, yeah. It
great
should
place to
probably
jump
be
on.
10. Yeah.
From Image as well, we have Straczynski's new book. I don't know how many books he's up to now. It seems like he's competing with Brian Michael Bendis for a number of books written per month. This
Burn. I know.
No,
I'm
not.
sorry. I don't. Keep going.
Dream Police number 1 takes place in Dream World in a land called Dreamscape, where basically everyone's dreams are there and they kind of mingle with each other, which is how you get like weird things in your own dreams because things are bleeding over. Anyway, they regulate Dream World. It's really strange so far. We have the next issue of Rachel Rising, number 25. This is, the website says that it's the start of a new arc, but it's not really a jumping on place for new readers. But this turn of events, we've dealt with Lilith, and now Rachel's out to figure out who killed her and buried her in a shallow grave.
Mm.
Yeah. Because she really wasn't, like, making those questions before. She was just kind of going on with her life, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, how did I die?
Don't you think a shallow grave would be pretty easy to get out of?
It
Well,
was...
if you're dead.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
It was easy to get out of because she came back alive.
Oh. Okay.
Like, alright, man.
These are the questions you have to ask.
From Dark Horse, we have Serenity, Firefly Class 03K64, Leaves on the Wind, issue number 4. I didn't read issue 3, and I feel really bad about it because now I'm behind. But I will say, of the 2 issues I've read of the series, it's fantastic. And
There was a big surprise at the end of the last issue too.
I know. So I have to go back and definitely, from what previews have said, like Zoe's in trouble in her little prison camp, and River has found something out about the Alliance, but they didn't spoil it. So we have 2 number 1 issues left. One is Southern Bastards from Jason Aaron and Jason Latour. This is kind of a bloody, gory, weird, southern, gross, dingy, dirty tale. I don't know how else to describe it. But it has, I feel like it's got a lot of potential to it as far as storytelling.
It feels a lot like Scalped did, so if you like Scalped, you'll enjoy this. It's a little more rednecky, obviously, but
yeah. And both Latour and Aaron give a little spiel in the back about how they're both Southern men and their relationship to the South. And this book may or may not be their love story to that culture.
it's also their hate story to that culture.
Their hate story as well. Because they explicitly say, like, we love the South, but we are never going back. It is the worst place. And then finally, from Dark Horse, another number 1, Star Wars Rebel Heist from Matt Kent. And this is a miniseries, 4 issues. Each issue is a different Rebel hero. They have a young Rebel soldier pairing up with each of these heroes. And the first one is Han Solo. And I believe the way they're portraying Han is like he's this living legend who may or may not actually live up to that legend. And this young Rebel soldier will find out. And also, FYI, Pretty Deadly Volume 1 comes out as well. So, that's it.
Cool. Oh, I'm next. Awesome. Very cool. Stuff to get excited about.
Sure.
Ready to get excited about some Marvel comics?
Not really, because I thought we'd do DC first.
Oh.
You said we always do DC next.
I'm just saying if you're ready.
I mean, I'm ready. Certainly more interested in the Marvel than I am the DC, but...
Well, let's get into some DC books.
Alright, so hopefully you guys like Batman, because it's all about Batman and Bat folks this
How many
week.
times do I have to say that? No. I hope you like Batman, because that's all we're going to... No, that's
Well, that's all
week
that
it
really
goes.
came out. I mean,
It feels like the only thing that really comes out from DC nowadays.
a lot of... I don't order a lot of the other stuff either, so that might be part of it.
Yeah.
First up, we got the Batgirl Annual number 2, is this? Yeah. Looks like we got some Birds of Prey stuff going on there. Batgirl, and most importantly, Gail Simone. Not like last issue of Batgirl. So it should be cool.
Who wrote the last issue?
What is her name? Marguerite something
yeah,
Bennett or something?
Marguerite
Something like that.
Okay.
It is.
It was okay, but it was
She's the Joker
very
daughter
much
lady.
like, this is a fill-in issue. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Then we got Batman Eternal number 4. If you're keeping up, Stephanie finally actually showed up in the last one. We got her sort of her origin going on and everything. And more fun with Gordon in jail, and Jason Baird trying to figure out what's going on.
She's wearing that purple hoodie.
I did see some purple hoodie in there.
Yep. It's feeling... Not... Sorry. Spoilers. I like that joke.
So lame. And then we also got Forever Evil Aftermath, which is wacky because Forever Evil's not over yet. Number 7 hasn't come out yet. But I'm pointing this one out because it's Batman vs. Bane, but it's written by Peter Tomasi, and if you notice, the logo is basically the Batman and Robin logo. So I haven't read it, so hopefully it's good, but I'm assuming it's basically just an extension of Batman and Robin book. Scott Edens does the art, and he's a pretty cool artist. One of the old cross-gen guys. So I'm hoping it's good. Hopefully it doesn't actually tie into Forever Evil too much.
And Bane's wearing that cool jacket that Bane in the movie wore.
Does he? I didn't even notice. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does look like Bane from the movie, except he's got the luchador, whatever
Yeah.
the Mexican mask, rather than that other weird mask he's wearing.
Gotham is yours!
Exactly. And then just to round things out a little bit, we've got Flash Annual number 3. This is kind of build up for Wally coming back, if you really care about that. Sadly, I don't care about that much anymore, so who cares about Flash?
Well, not I. But I tell you what I do care about. Manifold in Avengers World.
You don't care about him. You didn't even know his name before I told you.
It's a nice cover.
What I like about that book is that each issue focuses on one of the characters more.
Smasher is
really
in this
done.
one.
Yeah, which they haven't really done since he introduced all these new characters into the team.
And they totally need to do it because there are a lot of characters that nobody knows on this Avengers team.
Right, and Hickman stuff is all plot. It's not a lot of characters, so this is where all the character stuff is going on.
Yeah. Well, Spencer's good at that.
Yeah.
And I know that Hickman's probably coming up with the story, but do you think Spencer's writing more of this?
Oh, Spencer's right now. I don't think they even put Hickman on the... I mean, I know they are right there, but by 6 or 7, he's not even on the book anymore.
Okay, good.
It's like when Bendis was writing the beginning of Secret Warriors. He kind of came up with the plot, and then the other guy wrote
It's just
it.
a way to sell it, probably.
Well, and like I said, I'm sure, I mean, certainly Spencer, I'm sure, is talking to him, and he knows what's going on with Avengers, but...
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure that Spencer's doing the heavy lifting.
Cool. Excellent. Now, I put this on here more of a joke than anything, and then I started to skim it. Now I kind of want to read it. I might be buying this. It is the Avengers, Uncanny Avengers Annual. And yes, that is Mojo on the cover, with Ghost Rider, Manphibian, has to be said, Man-Thing, Doctor Strange, Blade, and Satana. I keep wanting to say Zatanna, but she's nice. Satana is not. She's a succubus. Anyway, essentially what looks like it's going on here, and I've just skimmed, but it looks like Mojo is creating some TV shows where he's forcing the Avengers to be a part of. So...
What? Why would he do that?
Oh,
that's what he always does.
Exactly. But
except usually he's bugging the X-Men instead of the Avengers.
So that might...
The team's X-Men anyway.
That might just be enough to have me interested.
It didn't even occur to me, but it always is annuals, and with art by Art Adams, who did the cover, so it's very Mojo. It's very old school Mojo.
Didn't Art Adams create Mojo?
Yeah, in Longshot. But when he used after Longshot, whenever he would show up, it'd almost always be an annual.
Rogue took Ghost Rider's powers. You have to buy this now. Okay, this looks awesome. All right, that's a cool comic. Let me tell you, that might be worth $5. I don't know.
It's an annual, dude.
Yeah, I guess so.
It'd be 40 pages or so.
Well, next, boys and girls, is Abomination apparently showing up in some Hulk. Now, this is Mark Bagley and Mark Waid's next Hulk story after Indestructible Hulk. What do you think of issue
Bagley
1?
didn't do Indestructible.
Right. But what do you think of? Well, no consistent artist in Indestructible.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things I really dug about Indestructible. But what do you think about issue 1?
I liked it.
Yeah. I know some people were.
I mean, I don't know.
Picky,
I guess, can we talk about the twist?
Go ahead.
Bruce Banner's he got shot in the head, so he's all stupid now. So, should be interesting to see what they do with that.
I didn't read it, that's why I asked you.
Oh. Yeah, the last page,
that's pretty sweet.
They showed that he's all bandaged up and clearly doesn't have his intellect anymore.
So he's just big dumb Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
That's kind of sweet.
So should be interesting to see where they go.
Oh, that's actually sad. I looked at the first page and he's like scribbly writing his ABCs down. Oh, he's not just silly dumb. He's special dumb. But I heard some people were picky and like nitpicking over this, but frankly I don't care that much about the Hulk to actually get all bunched up over continuity on the Hulk.
Well, I mean, it's a story. I'm sure by the time they're done with this run, Bruce Banner will be back to normal.
Right, it is Mark Waid. It's Mr. Continuity, right. So I don't think anything's going to...
And once again, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the Hulk's in movies and stuff, so I mean, they're going to... By the end, he'll be, smart Bruce Banner, and it'll be the Hulk again.
Not that this Bruce Banner's not charming. Because look at him try.
Yeah.
That's special.
It's so sad.
Okay. All right. Let's move over. Oh, I guess that's it. Sorry. I'm used to talking about much more, but I have a feeling we're probably about to talk about a lot of more Marvel.
Three more, anyway.
So let's go ahead and get started with Mara. And Mara, go ahead. We should just call this segment Make Mine Marvel.
Make Mine Marvel.
So, because it's been...
Every once in a while we throw an image book in there.
Yeah.
And, once in a blue moon there's a DC book.
Batman's good.
Yeah, right.
Once a month.
All new X-Men number 26. So... Cyclops has pretty much said peace out. I mean, Kid Cyclops. So the team's kind of dealing with like losing their one of their own to space pirates, and then we also had the trial of Jean Grey. That Jean Grey's kind of like developing these new weird powers, and go ahead and brush up on your Battle of the Atom again, just because.
If that spoils anything, just look at the covers for next month.
Yeah.
It's comic books. It's
not
not
much of
about...
a spoiler because it happens pretty early. One of the coolest things is Jean sits down and talks to old Scott, regular Scott, whatever you want to call him, which they haven't really done, which is kind of cool. And then Kitty points out at the end how creepy it is.
Thank God for Kitty.
Yes.
Who are going to apparently lose? Is she going to be still in this? Okay. So.
It's gonna be a long distance. What we're talking about is Star-Lord #1 is gonna come out in July or something. Yeah. And Kitty's gonna be a supporting cast member in that book, but it's gonna be their long distance relationship or whatever. So they're gonna be basically talking on the phone or whatever.
Texting.
Skyping.
Snapchat.
Star Skyping.
They're going to be Snapchatting.
I'm a little creeped out by Cyclops and Jean so much.
Well,
she's 16!
Yeah, but it's still the same woman, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how old is
I'm
he?
trying to make
I'm guessing 40s.
They're saying, in this issue, in Spider-Man #1, which Spawn is about to talk about, they say that he was bit by a spider 13 years ago. So,
but how old is Cyclops?
So if Cyclops is 16 or 17, then he's 30, 29 or 30. Yeah. So, yeah, still creepy.
Still creepy. She's still 16.
Because Peter
was about the same, 16 or something.
I think he was younger, because I'm trying to remember in Civil War, because he specifically says it.
He might be
he says,
like a year or two.
I think he says like 14, though.
I think he was that young. I mean,
we'll pull up Civil War after this.
Well, it's weird because the Stan Lee stuff goes so quick because it's going kind of in real time. Mm-hmm. So, like, by issue 40 or something, he's in college. But, that was like 4 or 5 years, so it makes sense.
Well, isn't it Judge Dredd, or is it John Constantine that he ages with the comic? Or
Constantine more or less aged with the comic.
Savage Dragon.
Savage Dragon probably does too.
Yeah.
Ages with.
I think Judge Dredd does too.
Yeah.
But I think that's all fixed. I think in the 2000 AD he does, but in like the IDW crap he doesn't.
Originally, the Legion of Superheroes did too, but then they
But then
revamped it.
they had to be like 90 now. Legion of Superheroes, didn't they show up in like the 60s?
Yeah. Why would they be 90?
I don't know.
Let's
I
move
can't,
on.
I can't do math.
Let's move on because this is getting
They're like
like
70s, 80s.
no one has real answers for this right now.
Let's get into fights over comics.
Like I said, but they revamped it in the 90s.
Oh,
so.
right. Yeah. So they're young. They're kids. And then the New 52 happened.
Right, they're not anything now. Go ahead, talk about Spider-Man.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Parker has been back for like a month.
2 months.
If you haven't known that by now, surely you understand that. I don't know why I'm saying this.
Not either.
Read this comic. It's basically Peter, I assume, going and trying to clean up the terrible, terrible, terrible mess that Doc Ock.
That's not even, he's not even to that point yet. It's Peter figuring out that, his life is a huge mess.
Yeah,
he
poor
doesn't even,
Peter.
That's almost the whole story is like, I do not know what's going on.
Does
but
Anna
I'll roll with
Lucia
it.
show up? Or Anna, is that her name, Anna Lucia? Or Anna
Something
Marie?
like that. Anna Maria, I think. Anna Lucia, I think, was on Lost.
That's right, that's right. That's the best of the Furious chick. Yeah. Oh, you never watched Lost, did you? Oh, you can't enjoy our humor.
I don't care.
Anna Maria, man, that's going to be a difficult conversation.
And then what it gets even worse, you don't even know the beginning of it. And then the backup stories are like Black Cat, and she's like, I'm going to get Spider-Man, and Electro and some other people. Man, reflecting on how Superior Spider-Man screwed him over, and now they're going to go beat up Spider-Man for it. Not knowing, of course, that it wasn't Peter.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doc Ock, when he was Spider-Man last month, he has Sandman's head. I think that's right.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's always have one guy on the side. The head of Sandman. But I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's an exciting comic. You should be excited. Mr. Dan Slott, the writer of Spider-Man for the past 80 years, is going to be in Dallas. We're not going to get to see him. But if I was there, by golly, I would get him to sign my Amazing Spider-Man #1. And it's thick, children. And not just because of Spider-Man, but because you get a little bit extra. Just for $6. Twice as much as a comic should be. You get Inhumans, whether you are Inhuman, whether or not you like it. You get it. So, there's a lot to be excited about. Man, I do not want to read Inhuman. There's a lot to be excited about. There's some that's not worth getting excited about. But there's one comic that you should be stoked about, and Brian's going to talk about that next.
Thanks for that long, tedious intro. My pick is Silver Surfer #2. #1 was awesome. Silver Surfer's basically the Doctor now. That's pretty much all you need to know. Mike Arledge drawing it. They're having space adventures.
Cool.
There you go.
Space adventures.
And let me tell you, I was initially not very interested in Silver Surfer, mostly because I love it when superheroes interact. I love that about the Marvel Universe. And I thought that he would be so far removed that they would never get back to like hanging out and talking to superheroes. But I've looked at like the previews and stuff lately, and apparently they're
Defenders are going to be.
Yeah, exactly. And like he's going to meet the Guardians of the Galaxy in a couple of months. So good.
Cyclops is in space now, so
they'll bump into each other. You know, I'm sure he'll see what Silver Surfer shot Uatu. Who do you think shot Uatu?
The Beast.
He would do something like that.
I don't know that it's the Beast, but certainly he did not seem happy with him in the last issue of All New X-Men.
My theory
or Uncanny
is
X-Men, whatever issue that was.
My theory is Ultimate Reed
I guess it
Richards.
was Ultimate Reed Richards? I don't think they're going to pull Ultimate characters into it.
All right.
He's a good guy now anyway. Didn't you read Ultimate FF?
Nah, that guy's gonna be a dick. He wasn't even on Ultimate FF.
They talked about him. But they were making you think it was going to be him, and it was Doc Doom.
It was Doc Doom, yeah.
Dr. Van Damme.
Well, I think it's gonna be Ultimate Reed Richards because it's not going to be, but that would be cool.
I have no idea. I haven't even read the first issue yet.
Did you like the Zero?
Zero was really good.
I liked it a lot. Got me really excited, and yeah, I guess if they think about it, unless they bring him back to life, that's the last time we saw the Watcher alive, probably.
You probably see him turn and go, wah, and then get shot in the face.
You think he's going to turn and go, wah?
Sure.
Like he's startled. Like, oh,
Of course he's going to be startled.
I'm in my robe.
If he wasn't, he can see everything. Why didn't he see he's going to get shot?
I wasn't expecting guests on the dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
Who stole my eyes? Because that's apparently the thing.
I'm sure he'll get his eyes stolen after he dies.
Who is, when does issue 1 come out?
Probably pretty soon.
Oh, there you go. You excited about some Original Sin? Excellent. Brian, why don't you tell the kids where the comic books are?
We've all just given, you're still talking.
Where are the comics?
Ready to go home.
Where can they buy their comics, Brian?
Conway Comics, 255 Ferris Road, right behind good old UCA.
Good old UCA, children. I don't know why I'm calling the people watching this kids.
I always assume they're kids.
Little kids that just got stuck on
Sure.
the YouTubes and they can't.
They're
click
crying because they're so
off.
bored.
They're so bored. They're talking about comics, but we can't have the comics.
No, they're talking about comics and it's so boring.
It's so boring. Oh. But
that dude's rambling about stupid crap again.
that stupid crap is comics sometimes. That's right, kids. The good old UCA. And I'll tell you one thing. You can guarantee that this guy's app is not going to change in the future. So if you want to rely on your comics and not have something change, come to Conway Comics. So until next week, guys, from nerdspan.com, I'm Matt Wood.
I'm Mara Wood.
And I'm Brian Keown.
And we will see